What if you were the only man alive on Earth? Imagine waking up in the morning and realizing something isn't right. Everywhere is quiet, there is no sound of your roommate, no news of strange and bizarre football matches. Why? Because all the men on Earth, except you, are gone. We don't know the reason. A virus specific to the Y chromosome, a strange genetic experiment, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you're now the last testosterone survivor on Earth. You are one man against a world full of women. And let me tell you, nothing in your life will ever be normal again. You are liquid gold, the means of saving the human race. From now on, you have a legendary status, don't you think? Without men, the world will definitely fall apart. Industries such as construction, mining, heavy repairs, and transportation will be disrupted, and there will be a severe shortage of skilled labor in physical work. It might take a few years for the woman to adapt to these changes and find new solutions. But history has shown that humans are masters of adaptation. But let's be honest, the first thing you think about is the line of woman. That's probably the first thing that comes to your mind. Maybe you're imagining it yourself. Oh, what a cool life it will be. Women will line up for me, hold raffles, maybe even compete over who gets to be with me. But my dear, it's a pipe dream. This scenario is neither romantic nor funny. It's more like a dark comedy, and you are going to be a victim of sexual exploitation in this world. The duty of preserving the human race is on your shoulders. Let's do a simple calculation. The total population of the world is 8 billion, and the total number of women is 4 billion. Approximately 50% of the population are women between 15 and 45 years old, meaning those who are of childbearing age. Their numbers are also approximately 41%. That means about 1.64 billion women in the world are fertile. Now, if you were really a superhero man, maybe you could have 10 relationships a day. You can't do more than that. Now, let's multiply that by a year. 10 relationships multiplied by 365 days equals 3,650 attempts at procreation. But remember, the success rate of reproduction isn't always 100%. If you are lucky, maybe 50% of your attempts will work. And the result? You could have 1,825 babies a year. That's great, right? Wait, let me explain further. If you want to prevent the population from declining, you have to work forever. Now, let's make the work harder. Women have a fertility window between the ages of 15 and 45. This means that about 3% of fertile women leave this cycle every year. And with this rate, you have 21 years to lose half of the fertile population in the world. What about your physical condition? Let's be rational. Your body isn't a machine. The quality of your sperm will deteriorate after a few months. Physical fatigue is 100%. You can't handle this pressure for more than 2 or 3 years at first. What happens then? Early retirement. But still, 91% of the women who are capable of giving birth expect you to. Another important point raised here is the discussion of genetics. Even if everything goes well, the next generation has problems. Why? Because genetic diversity is gone. The next generation will be full of children who only have your genes. The result will be genetic diseases, a weakened immune system, and a severely fragile population. That means that by the third generation, the world will experience a genetic disaster. Now, let's talk about women. In the early years, a war will break out over you. Imagine, one man left, 4 billion women. How do you think they're going to manage you? You are in the role of a strategic resource. Countries and groups will compete to get you. A new kind of Cold War. But this time, not for gold or oil, but for you and to increase their own population. Will science replace you? Definitely. Let me give you some bad news. Science has always been looking for alternative ways. Artificial wombs, cloning, and genetic editing are all progressing rapidly. Maybe in a decade, you won't even be needed for reproduction. The sperm banks might guarantee a few decades, but eventually these reserves will run out. and then science will replace you. Be sure, in such circumstances, if necessary, all the women in the world will mobilize to find a solution. And the bad news is, successful experiments have already been done on mice. Unfortunately, I have to say that perhaps with the existence of science, there will be no need for you anymore. A new artificial womb, an advanced cloning device, and you will become a souvenir, or maybe a means of enjoyment for wealthy and powerful women of that era. If you like this video and you want to see more of these open-minded, exciting scenarios, it's time to join the CurioFacts family. Subscribe and be sure that every video is a new adventure that you don't want to miss.